Hello and welcome. I'm psychic medium Linda and I'm coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia. What an amazing week it's been. You may have been experiencing some things coming up this week that have been a little bit in some way outside your control. The animal cards were calling me today, so I've pulled out some cards and I thought, well, these are quite ironic and quite important for the messages of this week. So the first card we have is the Lion card, which is about, courage and taking that leap of faith. This is quite an interesting time because you may have been reflecting over the last 12 months about some things that you've wanted to bring forward. And so this week, energetically, you may have been finding that things have been popping up or a little bit outside your control. And so it's really time to reassess, refocus and reevaluate what you want to bring in. Having that courage and that strength in knowing that you are the master of your destiny. And even though things may not necessarily be set in stone with the future, the choices and the decisions you make take you one step closer. So it's a really nice card and message that we can start off with this. The second card we have is the Pelican. This is really about letting go of judgments. This is about having that forgiveness of self. This is quite important as well because with forgiveness, we have a full moon coming up, which is the full moon in Libra, which is really about balancing things and putting things into perspective. And so on the 28th for the States is where we have the full moon, and in Australia it's on the 29th. Now, forgiveness comes in many forms. We can forgive ourselves for some of the things that we may not necessarily have been able to do, or there could be forgiveness of others that are in the equation, or it could even be forgiveness of some actions that may have come from us, but we haven't had the confidence or that release of letting it go, which really does bring out the otter in us, which is about surrendering and, forgiveness of self in being able to do that as well. And so you'll find that this week is really about having that confidence to be able to forgive yourself. By letting go and surrendering to the things that no longer serve us is where we're able to really empower ourselves to make the decisions to move forward. And in some way, it can be a little bit challenging. There could be some fears or something that's been blocking us or stopping us from moving forward. And so with these messages this week, it's really about having that confidence to be able to step up or to move into what we want to create down the track. It's actually a really exciting week, and by being able to really move forward and step forward in that transitional time is where you're going to find the confidence. Okay, so we've got the cougar, and the cougar is really about that confidence within. By having those limiting beliefs and putting them aside or letting go of our ego or the things that have been restraining us a little bit is where we can really take that leap of faith. So it's really about, breaking free of the shackles or breaking free of the things that have been holding us back. By being able to do this, we then have the butterfly, which is always a message of, transformation, of inspiration, of new beginnings as well. Spreading our wings to be able to take flight, to really be able to step into that light, the light and the shadow of what's been coming up as well. So the shadow part of us is, really by looking at that darker reflection of what we have, and by looking at the light is the direction that we want to bring into the future. So, this is really about, even when it comes to investments, investment in self or investment in material, possessions or wealth is where we're able to really take these steps forward. And so it's really important to, focus on the long-term goal, maybe even writing down a list of the things that you want to bring into your future. But by looking at that long-term vision or those long-term goals of where we want to go, we can allow the universe to, take us one step at a time. I've been having a few callers this week that have really, been wanting to do things that they've been holding back for quite some time. And so, speaking with them and giving them some guidance and some advice of, directions, whether it comes to relationships, whether it comes to business or career, there's changes that come up very much so, especially the month of March. March is such a magical month. It's a month of a lot of love too. So it's really about connecting in with that heart chakra and even the sacral chakra, which is about new beginnings. It's about, relationships within us and relationships externally as well. And so by being able to harness the heart and the sacral chakra and having them in an alignment is where we're able to really see that vision. It's that, that crown chakra and the third eye of following our intuition to really bring us to where we want to go. This is also an important time to really have those moments of meditation or those moments of self to give us the clarity of where we wish to go as well. And so, we'll find that as we move more into the month of April, there is this opportunity of travel or new beginnings starting to come more to the forefront as well. So April really does bring in these, this new opening or this transition of moving forward in such a positive way as well. And so you'll find that the next week as well is where things are starting to take shape. You'll start to see some subtle changes within, and you'll start to really be able to get the clarity of your mind and really taking that next step. So this is really a time to, as Spirit sometimes says, to get out of the procrastination and really start to take the actions of what you want to create. This is really about moving forward one step at a time, being kind to yourself as well through the process. Sometimes when we have something that we want to create, we may in some way take one step back, but it's always about, knowing and learning our lessons and being aware of it so we can then take one step forward. And so now we have Tania.
Yes, Tanaya.
On the phone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
This is quite an interesting card too. The number 3 is what's standing out to me. So the month of March is really a time for you, Tania, to really be able to move forward. It's about taking the action. There's a butterfly in this card too, which is really about, blossoming and following through on some of the ideas that you want to be creating. This is also a message about getting into nature. So I'm not sure if you're planning to embark on a holiday or stepping outside the home environment, but about getting out into the sunshine as well. And I know in the States, the weather's starting to get a little bit warmer as you approach your summer season. In Australia, we're moving into winter, so our weather's getting a little bit cooler than normal. So I still can't hear her at the moment, but I feel like I still want to give you a reading and a message. So I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I'll just keep going along until we can connect in with her. The 3 of Michael. So again, we've got the number 3 coming up, which is the month of March. So there may be some areas in life as well for you when it comes to letting go and moving forward. Got a bit of static coming through at the moment. I do feel like, this part of the full moon energy is really about releasing and letting go. It does feel like there are some suppressed emotions that you've been holding in. This feels like it could even do with past relationships. So, we've got the full moon energy as well coming up. This is very much about, self-forgiveness. This does feel like it's linked to someone in your past as well. And by releasing those emotions that have been held in for so long, this may even be someone in spirit that you're been holding on or being brave to not let go of all of the emotions that come up for you as well. So this is really a time for you to connect in, to really trust your intuition and really allow those emotions to come through. There is bravery when it comes to being able to express emotions too. But this really does feel like inner voice and inner hearing and inner thought. So this is really about stepping forward to be able to believe and trust in yourself. You are quite intuitive as well. So it's really about trusting in yourself and even the messages that you get or the signs or what you're feeling as well. I do get that you are quite visual as well. So when it comes to being aware of the signs that are around you. And so I've just got one last message for you as well, which is, the Six of Raphael. So I do feel like in the coming months, there is something about a relationship around you and being able to really embrace also the relationship within yourself. So I'm so sorry that we couldn't connect. I couldn't quite hear you, with technology difficulties, but, I'd love to connect in with you as well. So if you want to give me a shout out or call me on Instagram or Facebook under Psychic Medium Linda, maybe we can have a bit of a chat online and just see if I can give you some guidance for something that you may have been having in mind as well. So thank you so much for connecting in with me this week. Have an amazing week ahead. Wishing you all the best. Take that leap of faith, believe in the magic, knowing that you can do it. Be safe and be well. Many blessings to you, and I'll see you again this time next week. Bye for now.